You've probably been noticing that there's a lot of energy that is being processed right now on the planet, in the collective, within yourself. And I've been noticing that a lot of people are experiencing, a lot of negativities right now. So I wanted to make this video to share some things with you that I feel can really help you through this time, because I know it's intense. I know the energy is really big. And to tell you the truth, there's been a lot of things that are coming up within me, and a lot of it can be pretty uncomfortable and scary. So first things first, let's make sure to own what it is that we're feeling within ourselves and be willing to be really present and honest with it, because it can be really easy to just keep avoiding it, right? I even saw this in myself, right? It can be really easy to do things like decide this place that I'm at, or like this literal location I'm in is where the problem is, so I'm going to move to some other location. Or these people around me are the problem, so I'm going to go somewhere else. But here's what you're going to find if you do that. You can leave the people that are bothering you, and more people will show up and reflect those same things to you. You can leave the location that you're in and go to some new location, but it's just going to be reflected to you there. And here's the simple reason why. Because what you are trying to get away from is something that is happening within you, and external reality is reflecting to you. You hear this? Let me say this again. What you are experiencing right now, I understand it may be uncomfortable, it may be really intense, and I'm going to be honest, this is even kind of intense for me. I've been feeling certain fears. I've been feeling kind of uncomfortable. And there's this part of us that wants to avoid and try to run away from everything that reflects that discomfort to us, but we cannot get away from it because it is you. You cannot get away from yourself because no matter where you go, there you are. So the most important thing for us to do in this time, in my personal opinion, is be really, really, really honest and take responsibility for what's happening within ourselves. You don't blame others. Don't blame the place you're in. There's this other thing that sometimes we do where we feel these uncomfortable frequencies and shifts within us, and we're afraid of how that might affect our reality. And what I wanted to share that I've seen so often is like, you feel this discomfort within you, and people in like the high vibe spiritual communities get really, really scared because they're afraid that if they feel these energies and feelings and they sit in it, that it's going to attract a bunch of like things you don't want, right? People use the law of attraction. So what we end up doing is we panic when we feel these energies, and we try really, really hard to shift our frequency, right? We want to listen to music that's going to tune us to the frequency we want to be to, right? We may want to take drugs to change the way we feel, certain substances to try to shift our frequency, right? We may try to like avoid certain things that reflect energies to us by, we start craving watching shows or movies or eating a lot of food. These are certain things that I see happen. Now, here's the problem with this response that, again, I can only share with you because I've seen it within myself and I know where it leads. It leads to pain. It leads to suffering. The reason this is a problem is because if you are trying to get away from what you are feeling within yourself and you're trying to shift your frequency, understand that what the law of attraction really gets from you is, I'm running away. That's what the law of attraction really hears from you. And so what the law of attraction gives you is consistently more things you feel you need to run away from. So again, no matter where you go, no matter, what substances you take, no matter what people you say goodbye to, the new people that come in, it's going to keep happening. Weird manifestations and things will keep happening. And until we have the courage to be present with what's happening within ourselves and really feel it and really own it and really understand, no, it's not the person or the people that you're with. No, it's not the location that you're in. No, it's not the weather. No, it's not everyone else, until we are willing to really see and understand that it's us. Like, look in the mirror. That's what reality is doing. It's reflecting it to you. The only way The only clear path forward is through this. If we're trying to escape it, if we're trying to avoid it, it's not going to work out well for us. Now, what you will notice is that if you just accept, in acceptance, like, for example, this is what I've done that has been working and shifting things pretty well for me, but to be honest, I'm still trudging through it too. And I hope that my just sharing this and being straight up with you about it helps you in your life in some kind of way. I really do. It's really why I'm here making this video, because the truth is, you know, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There is some, you know, shit going on right now. There is some intense frequencies, and I've been having like constant interactions with people where there's like a lot of negativity being projected. And my first response was like, I need to get away from these toxic people, only to realize like no matter where I go, like I've driven through multiple states and gone to multiple locations and I can't get away from the toxicity. Ding, ding, ding. Universe says, congratulations, Nathan, you figured it out. The toxicity is in you. Boom, moment of power, taking responsibility. It's time to stop blaming others. It's time to stop thinking that there's something outside of you, that if you change that thing outside of you, then it's all going to work itself out. No, you got to be real. You got to be honest. You got to be authentic. So here's what that looks like for me. To be perfectly honest with you, and I'm not here to like spread any negativity or limiting beliefs, and I can tell that you're tuned to this frequency right now for us to have this conversation, so you know that it's an empowered moment. So I'm not transmitting any negativity right now. I want to make that very clear. I'm very focused right now on what's being transmitted. But the honest truth is like I feel a little bit abandoned. You know, I feel a little bit used and thrown away. And there's certain toxicities and things that are being processed within myself. And the truth is, when I really look, is like I don't really know, you know, like what to do. And that's the huge moment where when I admit that and I let go of needing to be in control of all of it, when I let go of needing to feel amazing and I'm just willing to feel, you know, a little, you know, kind of fucking hurt. If I'm willing to feel that and I'm willing to let it be there and I accept that this is who I am, this is what I'm going through right now, there's this amazing like portal of energy that opens up, and it's like source, and all these beams of light start just shining through from within and just shining on everything. But there's only one reason that that can happen. There's only one reason that I'm in my power right now and able to have this conversation with you, because I'm honest, because I don't lie to myself. Now, what I see, and I don't mean this as a judgment or a projection, I mean it to be as helpful as possible. I see a lot of people lying to themselves regularly. And the reason we lie to ourselves is because we're scared of the truth. But the funny thing is that the truth is the only thing that can set you free. You heard this before, the truth will set you free. It's true. Truth is the light. And in the darkness of not knowing what's going on, sometimes when things are dark, we start telling ourselves certain stories or singing songs to make ourselves feel safe. But the truth is, if we lit our light of truth, it would illuminate the room and you could see what's really going on. And I've lit my light and I'm seeing the truth. The truth is illuminating this darkness and this confusion within me. And I can see that there's some messes in this dark room. Now, if I'm trying to avoid seeing what's really happening right now in my life, right? If I'm trying to avoid it and I'm like this, like not looking, right? Then here's what's going to happen in this darkness. I'm going to keep moving forward because I'm telling myself, you know, faith, Nathan, have faith, keep going. That's what a lot of people do. Don't look at the things that make you uncomfortable. Just, you know, keep walking forward, have faith, have faith. But here's what happens. There's some shit on the floor right now in this dark room. And if I'm not willing to turn on the lights, I'm just going to keep tripping. I'm going to keep tripping and falling. I'm going to smack my face. I might bust my lip. And that is some of the things that has been happening. The moment we're willing to look at what is actually happening is the moment power awakens within us. Do not be afraid to look at what you do not want to see, because all of your power comes in clear sight. Clear sight, being willing to really honestly see what's happening in front of you. Not project stories at it, not cling to your faith of everything's going to work out for me. I'm not saying that things aren't going to work out for me or that they won't work out for you. But when we're willing to be honest, there's an extraordinary power that's born in this moment. It's the power of who we really are. So here's the simple things I want to run through real quick so that we all understand what we're talking about here. Number one, there is an intense energy sweeping through the collective right now, and it is bringing up a lot of our negativities, toxicities, shadows, okay? Number two, a lot of people, including possibly you and yes, me, have been responding to this by projecting it at other people or projecting it as something outside of me as the problem, right? Blaming, it's this location, it's this person. We're blaming, okay? That's the second thing we've been over. Number three, the moment you stop blaming and projecting that toxicity outwards and you be responsible and you go inward and see that it is happening within you, is the moment you first step into your power. Okay, now here's number four. The truth is what will light the way and help you to grow through this new transformation you're going through. We don't need stories to make ourselves feel safe. We don't need to reach for things that used to make us feel comfortable, like maybe old relationships or, objects or like outfits or locations or things that we think are going to make us feel safe. They're not. Okay, those are old stories. They don't resonate anymore. We can't go back. We have to go forwards. And number five, you're going to be okay. It's okay. It's okay to be feeling what you're feeling. It's okay to not know what's coming next. It's okay to not know what you need to do or where you're supposed to be or why certain things are happening. It's okay. And something kind of funny that I've learned is the moment that you are okay with not knowing, true knowing can be born within you. The moment we admit that we don't know something is the moment we open ourselves up to learning it, right? Like if you're the kind of person who just assumes you know everything, it's like plugging your ears. You're unwilling to learn. You're unwilling to grow or hear things. When we admit that we don't know, it opens us up to knowing. Knowing begins to flow to us. Guidance, these synchronicities. So what I've been feeling is we need to accept this, that things are a little intense right now, and that's okay, right? Accept it. And don't be afraid to go within yourself and feel the things you're feeling, because if you try to run from them, it won't work. You cannot get away from what is happening right now because what is happening is within you. And you can't get away from that stuff. You can change the channel as many times as you want. You can watch movies, you could take drugs, you could eat a bunch of food, you could change the location you're in, you could avoid relationships that reflect things to you that make you feel uncomfortable, but it's never going to give you what you're really looking for. It's not going to. And I can only tell you that because that's kind of what I've been doing, and it's not working. But there is something that does work, and it's being willing to be present with these things and just be okay with the fact that this is the way it is right now. And we're going to be okay, right? We always are. We always grow. We always learn. And I don't know about you, but I'm willing to be straight up. I'm willing to be honest about this now. And I'm willing to admit that I don't know. And I feel so free in that admittance. What about you? Are you willing to open yourself up to true knowing by first admitting that it's okay that you don't know? Well, I feel like I can really feel you right now. And I feel like we were really meant to have this conversation today. And as odd as this is, I'm just, I'm giving you a hug right now. Because I know it's hard, and I know we're all processing this together. And you may have had some people being pretty nasty towards you and dealt with some uncomfortable things recently if you're anything like me. But it's going to be okay. There's a lot of love here for us, and we would not be experiencing what we're experiencing right now in our lives, as hard as it is, if we were not ready for it, if it wasn't something that we were calling forth on the higher level of who we are. So be here in this dimension of consciousness that you are this human, you are a human, you are this multidimensional being of light, and these are profound dimensions to tune to, but the best way to navigate that is to really be here. You know, have your human experience. You have no idea how much you being here, being willing to go through the story of your life and this journey, you have no idea how profound that impacts the entire universe and consciousness that we all share. So thank you for being willing to go through what you're going through right now. I think you're awesome. And there's a lot of stuff coming up within us right now. And that's okay. It really is. Now, the last thing I wanted to mention to you in this video is that my course 5D Awakening of the True Self is still on sale. That sale ends soon, so that's why I'm letting you know about it right now. I've been getting a lot of feedback from this, emails, people reaching out to me in messages and saying how powerful it was. So I wanted to let you know that's still tagged in the description. So thank you guys very, very much. Remember, you're gonna be okay. You are. Even when you feel like you're not. And remember that our ego is the one who tries to shift our frequency by going somewhere else or listening to a certain music or, right? Our ego wants to change the channel and get away from what it is that we're experiencing right now. It's our spirit that has the profound courage and wisdom to know that by being present with what we're experiencing right now is where true growth and transformation takes place. So my recommendation, coming from somebody who's been trying to change the channel these like last week or two, right? Stop trying to change the channel. Just be here now. Feel it. Be honest. Go through it. And you will see, I just know it, that this really is a gift you've been giving yourself, and so it doesn't make sense to try to run away from this gift. It's a great gift. Receive it and watch how everything in your life takes off super powerfully. So don't forget to check out that sale on the course, guys, tag in the description. And if you know somebody right now in your life, a friend, somebody who's been expressing like, hey, have you noticed some of the negativity in the collective right now? Have you been feeling some of this mental noise, this toxicity? Make sure to send this video their way, because we really are all in this together. And in my experience, there really is nothing more powerful than honesty and telling the truth. So thank you for helping to get this blessing out and share it with them. We really appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you in the next Vibes and Frequencies video. Thanks. Much love, and see you soon.